High-speed straights, heady elevation changes and dramatic corners. What is there not to love about today? It's qualifying day here at Spa-Francorchamps.
Right, the car's ready. Let's get it out there. We've only got 2 laps of fuel left. Understood, stopping this lap. That's Science behind you now.
And that's it for sprint qualifying. Plenty more coming up over the rest of the weekend. So we'll see you all tomorrow. It's wet here today and we're expecting those downpours to continue. This will make for a difficult sprint for all the teams. Spa-Francorchamps is a 4.35-mile tour of the Ardennes countryside, with 9 rights and 10 lefts, giving us a grand total of 19 corners. Average lap speeds in the dry can reach about 145 miles per hour, but without a significant improvement in the conditions, we're not going to be seeing anything like that today. Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks for today's sprint. Surfer Girl lines up on pole position, and a very happy Carlos Sainz will start second. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Verstappen, Piastri, Lando Norris and Hamilton, Leclerc, Hülkenberg, Russell and Gabriel Bortoleto, Behrman, Jackson, Lance Stroll and Albon, Ocon, Hadjar, Pierre Gasly and Yuki Tsunoda, Antonelli, Colapinto, Mayer and Jack Doohan rounds off the grid. Which of these drivers will get pole position today? We'll soon find out. And alongside me today is a man who needs no introduction, but I'll try anyway. It's Ant Davidson. Well, they say that a change is as good as a rest, and whilst there's not much rest on show in the sprint format today, there's definitely a change to what we're usually seeing on the track. Now, I'll be generous here. It's not that long ago that you were racing and entertaining us on a Sunday, but in the years since, the sport has changed quite a bit, hasn't it?
Yeah, it really has, Crofty. You know, the cars have got bigger, they're heavier, but critically, there's more downforce to play with as well now. There was about 4 tons of downforce on the car at 300 kilometres an hour when I drove. You're now looking more towards 5 tons of downforce. So there's a big difference in performance. But because of that, the car being heavier and bigger, you've got to drive in a smoother way. You've got to look after it a bit more. You've got to nurse it through the slow speed corners more. They were much more nimble, agile machines when I drove in Formula 1 compared to now.
Here we we go then. The formation lap is underway ahead of today's sprint. We're almost ready to start the sprint as the cars take their positions on the grid, with the drivers and teams making their final preparations.
Let's use overtake and burn off some of this energy. That was a bit borderline there. We're lucky to have gotten away with it. Green flag. fastest lap of the race so far. That's a new fastest lap of the race. Okay, there's enough fuel to do 6 more laps. As things stand right now, we'll be 4th in the championship.
Thank you. What a good moment.
And that's the end of the race. We'll see you in Parc Fermé.
So that wraps up the sprint race, but there's still more action yet to come this weekend. We've got qualifying and, of course, the Grand Prix. High-speed straights, heady elevation changes and dramatic corners. What is there not to love about today? It's qualifying day here at Spa-Francorchamps.
Okay, that's all the checks complete. We're ready to go. Okay, Hulkenberg's behind you now. Okay, just 2 laps of fuel remaining now. Confirmed, we'll receive you at the end of this lap. And that's Jackson behind.
Welcome then as we take a step back into the nostalgic golden days of motorsport. Spa is unashamedly a throwback, and all the better for it. Climbs, drops, sharp turns, chicanes, sweeping high-speed corners, all while taking in some of the most beautiful scenery that Europe has to offer. This might sound like a travel brochure, but it's not. It's a race day. Welcome along to Spa-Francorchamps for the Belgian Grand Prix. So here we are once again, ready to go racing through the Ardennes forest. 4.35 miles of long straights, fast corners and massive elevation changes. It makes this not only one of the most exciting circuits on the calendar, but one that makes for some consistently high quality racing as well. Simply put it, there's no place quite like it. It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. Surfer Girl lines up on pole position, and Lando Norris lines up alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Sainz, Leclerc, Esteban Ocon, and Hulkenberg. Piastri, Verstappen, Tsunoda, and Aiden Jackson. Gasly, Russell, Alex Albon, and Colapinto. Bortoletto, Stroll, Isaac Hadjar, and Andrea Kimi Antonelli. Hamilton, Doohan, Mayer, and Ollie Behrman rounds off the grid. And now it's time to head down to the track. And striding into our commentary box to join us today, the man, the myth, the legend, Anthony Davidson. And let's talk momentum with this driver. What a sprint it was. They start at 0 once again for today, but with a huge amount of confidence, surely. Well, they'll definitely be glad that there's not a sprint race today. Let's face it, the sprint couldn't have gone much worse, but what we're looking for today is a reaction. Now, you're the racing driver in this partnership, so tell us about this racing driver. Put us in their shoes. How are they going to be feeling?
Well, you've got to be prepared, Crofty. Before you even step foot inside the car, you've got to know, you've got to have a pre-race game plan. You've watched videos before you get into the car of previous races gone by. You know where you have to place your car if X, Y or Z happens in front of you or behind you. So having this clear game plan is absolutely essential before you get in the car.
We go then, the formation lap is underway and the track temperature looks warm. That may or may not play into some of the team's hands in today's race. As the cars make their way back to the starting grid to form up and get ready for lights out, let's hope the race ahead today is a thrilling one that will go down as a memorable Grand Prix in the history books.
Okay, DRS is now available. We've got a lot of spare energy. Okay to use your overtake button. We're approaching the pit window and you're going to be on mediums. Okay, we want you to pit this lap. So push now, push. Okay, no issues with tyre wear for now. Keep taking care of them. Okay mate, we've got some clear track in front of us and let's make the best of it. So please make this next one a very fast lap. Don't forget, box this lap. Okay, don't worry about that target for now. Let's just focus on this pit stop. Okay, mate, that's it. Go, go, go. That was our last stop. No more scheduled pit stops. Let's go. Nice move, keep going. Is in the pits. Okay, Sonoda's behind you. They're on old mediums. Their tyres are 6 laps old. We think they've got one more stop. Time last lap, 1 minute 55.3. Okay mate, let's focus. I know you've had a couple of moments going off track, but it doesn't matter. Let's try and keep it tidy from now on as much as you can. Good job, that was the fastest lap of the race so far. Sonoda behind, and the time last lap, 1:55.3. They've just entered the pits. Okay, so we're leading our teammate by 34.6 seconds. Let's use overtake and burn off some of this energy. Great stuff, mate. You hit the target well there. Nice one. There's a long way to go in this race, though, so keep your head down. Okay, you've just started the final lap of the race. Final lap. Absolutely awesome. Just amazing, mate. Well done.
What a great race then, and a magnificent victory here at the Belgian Grand Prix.
I mean, it looked like they were in a different category at points during the race, led every lap. I mean, what more can we say?
As today's winners make their way up the podium steps, the folks at Alpine have shown once again just what it takes to build a successful Formula One team. A well-deserved win for them. It's been an absolutely wild weekend of Formula One action, and I can't wait to see what's next.